Welcome back to the program. Merry Christmas to you all from your favorite conservative Jew. I kind of cut the lights down a little bit so that the flashing lights would look a little bit better. So if the background's a little darker, that's why. So is Joe Biden in the Christmas spirit mood? Because he signed a bunch of new laws today. And, well, quite frankly, not all of them are actually bad. And we'll go over that. Now, obviously, he's been on the hot seat for releasing child rapists, pedophiles, and murderers. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. But today, it looks like he signed a bunch of different bills. These are just some of the interesting bills that he signed. Legislation 5646, House Resolution, establishes the first ever federal anti-hazing standards to address violence and deaths occurring on higher education campuses around the country. Senate Bill 932, preventing members of Congress from collecting their pensions if convicted of certain crimes. That's good. Senate Bill 4610, which makes the bald eagle the official bird of the United States. I thought it already was, but apparently maybe it wasn't. H.R. House Resolution 663 aims at boosting tools for Native American tribes to combat child abuse and family violence. The Eliminate Useless Reports Act, House Resolution 5301, which, as the name would suggest, would curtail the number of outdated and unnecessary reports coming out of federal agencies. Well, that'll probably help with DOGE, right? Getting rid of some of these redundancies. Senate Bill 1351, pushed by Paris Hilton, aims at addressing child abuse in institutional facilities for at-risk youth. Senate Bill 3998 to convert temporary judicial posts in Alabama, Arizona, California, Florida, Hawaii, Kansas, Missouri, New Mexico, North Carolina, and Texas into permanent ones. Well, this one I'm not too sure of, and from the sound of it, it doesn't sound very good. Why would we even have temporary judicial posts, let alone permanent ones? Senate Bill 4077, opposed by several dozen House Republicans, to name a post office in California after the late gun grabber Dianne Feinstein. Senate Bill 5314, which names a Veterans Affairs facility in Oklahoma after the late Senator James Inhofe. There was probably some more, but those are the only ones that I have seen. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was this right here. So apparently the Biden administration has now thrown in the towel for Title 9 IX? Title 10 would be X, right? So if there's an I before it, I think it's 9. So Title 9 transgender sports rules. The Biden administration has scrapped plans to prohibit states from banning transgender athletes from participating in school sports. Scrap plans to prohibit that. So let's see here. The Biden administration has scrapped plans to prohibit states from banning transgender athletes from participating in school sports. According to Reuters, Biden's Department of Education withdrew the proposed rule from the Federal Register on Friday afternoon. The rule, if it did go into effect, would have barred schools from banning transgender athletes from participating in sports teams different from the sex assigned at birth. According to Outkick, the Education Department explained its reasoning for withdrawing the proposed rule in their statement. The department recognizes that there are multiple pending lawsuits related to the application of Title IX in the context of gender identity, including lawsuits related to Title IX's application to athletic eligibility criteria in a variety of factual contexts. In light of the comments received and those pending some of these court cases, the department has determined not to regulate on this issue at this time. Therefore, the department hereby withdraws the Athletics NPRM and terminates this rulemaking proceeding, the Education Department said. The Alliance Defending Freedom, one of the organizations that sued the Biden administration over the rule, welcomed the move in a statement. Women and girls deserve to compete on a level playing field, and the U.S. Department of Education has taken a step in the right direction by withdrawing this proposed change. As the withdrawal admits, many Americans voiced their opposition to the rule change and their many pending lawsuits related to protecting women's sports, including a comment submitted by Alliance Defending Freedom and multiple lawsuits brought by the ADF to protect women's sports and rights. The decision to withdraw the proposed sports rule merely reflects the views of the vast majority of Americans who believe that women's sports should remain reserved for female athletes, said ADF Senior Counsel and Vice President of Legal Strategy Jonathan Scruggs. So what does that mean? That means that woke trans garbage is losing. And by the way, the Supreme Court was going to rule, I believe, in favor of banning men from women's sports very, very soon anyway. And so I think they saw the tea leaves and the writing on the wall, and they got out from underneath it. So now I'm not sure if the Supreme Court even needs to take that case, although they probably should, because let's make sure that nobody in the future can decide to do this again. So I think we need a definitive answer from the 9 justices of the Supreme Court. So we'll keep an eye on that. But they withdrew because they knew they were going to lose. Okay, that's really what that was all about. So these are all positive. These are all positive Christmas warming types of stories. The other thing that I was going to cover just real quick is the show moving forward for the next few days. So I'm going to be out of town. I have to go to the in-laws in the wonderful state of California, and so I will be gone. I'm leaving Thursday morning. We're driving out there, so I'll be there Friday night. So obviously there will not be a full access Friday. I will be gone Saturday, and I'll be coming back for Sunday. So more than likely for Sunday night, I'll have new content. In the meantime, I might just do a couple of best ofs or something, or if I don't get a chance to put something up, then you folks all know the reason why. But we are going to switch in January from full access Fridays to full throttle Thursdays. So that is going to be a switch that we are going to do, and we're going to do it an hour earlier, because I've been hearing from a lot of people that Friday night at 7 o'clock my time is certainly 8 to 9 Central, and it's even later. It's 9 to 10, depending on the time of the year. It could even be even later than that. And so I want to make it fair, and I want more people to join us on Full Throttle Thursdays. So we're going to go from 6 to 7 my time, 5 to 6 Pacific. So that will be 7 to 8 Central, and it'll be 8 to 9 on the East Coast. So hopefully by changing days and changing times, I want all of you to join more often, especially the folks that comment either every day or every other day or what have you. We really want to bring in more people to that. So please, please do. Okay, so I wanted to leave you all with this little number from, well, sort of President Trump. Maybe not completely President Trump, but pretty close.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the nation, everybody was excited about mass deportations, and the illegal bad hombres who shouldn't be here are all dreading the day that Tom Homan appears. Soon I'll be your next president, and Kamala will not. We were sent with a mandate. We won by a lot. On day one, we'll get work done to boost our morale. We'll annex Canada and Greenland and the Panama Canal. Everybody's excited to be finally done with Joe, including our 51st governor. I call him Queen Justine Trudeau. But the slobs like Chris Christie and the hogs on The View, They cannot stand me, and they cannot stand you. They're upset that you voted. They're upset that we won. They're upset that we got the radical left-wing Marxists on the run. It's a political comeback that could never be topped. From lawfare to bullets, MAGA would not be stopped. And with Elon and Bobby and Cash and Pete, we're assembling a cabinet that cannot be beat. A new golden age is upon us, so let's fight, fight, fight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
That was the great Sean Farish. He does a phenomenal job. He really, truly does. He does a phenomenal job as President Trump. So, I don't know. I thought it was hysterical. So, anyway, there it is. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I want to wish everybody a very Merry, Merry Christmas. And, of course, we'll talk to you here in just a few days. God bless you all. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.